Hey, what is up, everybody? We are back. We are live. We done ranking somewhat today. Uh, kind of show you what I done a little bit. Um, basically, I converted the thing I went over Saturday night or Friday night into this, and then at the end, I just put big, gigantic blocks of positions that I had, like, I think are draftable players. Like the Cooper Cup down there, I think are all kind of the same. With running back, same thing. And then, like, down here, it's like all the $1 players kind of started down in here just to kind of like push up the people that I want to make sure I get some of. Obviously, Nuke Charbonnet. I have no idea what to do there. But yeah, just draftable names is all. Just so it makes it a little easier for me while I'm on stream today. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully it goes well. How's everybody doing today? We got Scott. We have Aaron, Sandy. What is up, guys? I'm ready to draft. Not gonna start with the bigger board, but I am glad the bigger board's out. It is a 5 max. I will definitely be maxing this year. I enjoyed it last year. I got a Derek Carr team through to round 2 or round 3, I think. Uh, but it was a Derek Carr team. So we all know who's this year's Derek Carr. Is it Kirk Cousins? Is it Michael Penix? Which one is it? We'll find out here in a few months. How we doing, Loots and Peanut Punch? All right. That's enough of that. We are going to join a big board and we are going to jump in 10 seconds for anybody who wants to jump in. And we will just, here it is, big board. Don't have it all set. There we go. We got there eventually. We are in. It instant filled. And guess what? Streamer EV. That's what we got here. We got the Streamer EV. We got the 101. We got Peanut Punch at the 103. We have Aaron Sandy at the 108. Welcome and good luck to all. What's up, Green Bean? Hey, I've been going live at 4 p.m. Central since in uh last year in I think it was early February, and it's 4 p.m. Central almost every day. I'm not changing mine because Steve wants to do, like, he's welcome to go live whenever he wants. But this is the time I've set. This is the time that I'm going to keep, regardless of what happens. So that is what it is. We're taking Bijan Robinson at the 101. I mean, it's no blame. It's like whatever works for him, he needs to use, right? Like, I'm not upset about it. Uh, like, it doesn't really bother me. So I'm just saying that, like, I've always been 4 p.m. Central. Like, you go back and look forever. Like, I've been 4 p.m. Central unless I had a guest on who required something different. Uh, other than the recap show, which Steve and I used to do at 2 p.m. Central. Uh, Setting up the timestamps real quick. All right, so Peanut Punch agrees. Jameer Gibbs should be higher. I'm gonna have him at 2. Like, we'll see how that works out. I don't want like 12%, but I do want to make sure I'm slightly overweight on Gibbs, opposed to the wide receivers. I like the like, I do love Puka, Chase, and JSN, but running back feels pretty thin later in the draft this year. So I'm going to lean a lot heavier towards the early running backs. How we doing, Lost? We were in my Discord a little bit ago. me, Coolers, Lutz, Sal or Saul. I actually never asked how to pronounce his name. I believe it's Saul. And we all were just chatting about Bestball for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. It was pretty nice. Like, we just jumped in I have a channel, only 5 people allowed in there. And I'm glad, like, I think with more people, like, we were kind of talking over each other a little bit anyway, but it was a good time. A lot of very, very good takes and thought processes during that conversation. It was nice. What's up, Candyman? How we doing? If you are not subscribed to Candyman, go there, subscribe to him. Awesome channel. I'm sure we'll start, him and I and Hartman at some point, we'll start doing I think we're gonna, like, we were doing it every week during the season. I think during best ball season, we're gonna do like every other week or every third week, something like that. Like, not a weekly show, but like a once every other week kind of thing, because we'll all be doing our own streams, and then we'll be shoehorning that one in as an extra. So should be a good time. Yeah, I had a really good time. It was a fun, like, we all, like, everybody in there was very, like, we're pretty different in like our takes and stuff. So like, it was nice to have an adult conversation among like different takes and thoughts, and like feeling where people were coming from on different things. I had a good time. What's up, Dark Side? And we're probably going to get, in my opinion, one of the top misplaced players on the board. Let's see. Does Panther take him? Jeremiah Love is Nico Collins. To me, I know my rank says he's only at 19, but just sign me up, man. Like, my actual ranks without ADP baked in is Nico Collins at like 13. Like, I'm not going to change my ranking from last year. The fact that he's an entire round later from last year is a little weird to me. Like, he still finished pretty high in the ranks this year. Like, where is it? Fantasy points per game. Nico Collins was wide receiver 10 at 12.71. And that was with CJ Stroud being completely bonkers bad for a while, and the offensive line being in, like, maybe the worst in the league for the first couple weeks. And I don't think that's going to continue. I think that the offensive line is going to get, like, they improved as the season went on. They were a young offensive line, so it makes sense that they improved. So, like, Nico Collins, to me, shouldn't really have that much of a different ADP than he did last year. He is being drafted as basically the wide receiver that he was finished at last year. But this is also a spike week game. And, like, we do know that team, or that they're going to rely on him, and that he can give spikes. With Tank Dell possibly being back, if Tank Dell's healthy, like, that's going to help open up Nico down the field. Christian Kirk's going to be gone, which allows Jalen Noel to be in the game more. Jalen Noel is like, if Dell isn't healthy, like, Jalen Noel can kind of fill that role. I would be shocked if they don't improve their running back situation. And, like, I think that the running back situation is it has to improve. And if that improves, Nico Collins should have a better value for sure. And got a question for Lutz. I assume my mic feels fine now. I know I was having issues there at the end of our conversation, but just let me know, like, if it's wild or not. Nope, not many people have been leaving, so apparently it's not too bad. Aaron Sandy says, we love running backs. Jonathan Taylor, Omarion Hampton, and Bucky Irving. I've done a couple of those, so I like that. And then Peanut Punch has Gibbs, Jeremiah Love, and AJ Brown. I haven't gotten to, like, this is my 6th draft. I've not taken Love yet, but that's the exact spot I take Jeremiah Love. Like, I like him like a little behind him. Like, I think there is a gap from Hampton to Derrick Henry and Jeremiah Love, and I think those two are slightly ahead of Chase Brown. And I took a Derrick Henry share. I just haven't taken the Jeremiah Love share yet. And like I don't really see Jeremiah Love steaming up as high as Genty did last year. I'm just not seeing that being something that happens. Scadaboo goes. I've still not got a share of Scadaboo yet. That does make me a little sad. Peanut Punch takes the value from me. I mean, he got some of the value. Do I want to do that? Or do I want to go this route? I think definitely want RJ Harvey. I've taken Lamar twice out of my 5 drafts already. We'll pass Flowers back. See if we can't land it to Peanut. You're welcome, sir. But yeah, I think that, like, I think Lamar is such a good pick right now. I personally like him more than Drake May, and I think it's close. But I like him slightly more than Drake May. I got Kyle Pitts at 79 earlier. Like, his ADP is wild. Like, I do have him as tight end 4 currently. I do think he's closer to Fannin and Tyler Warren, and I think Tucker Kraft should be close to them as well. And I probably like Tucker Kraft more. It's just that he goes 40 picks later. But Kyle Pitts has been, like, he falls down to the Harold Fannin and Tyler Warren range every once in a while. And I think that's a good ADP for him. I think that makes sense. I do think that he's going to stabilize somewhere in round 6 when it's all said and done. What's up, Sus? How we doing? Bayou. Gonna have to get in these drafts soon. Absolutely. How's work going, sir? I'm assuming you are currently at your desk. Jalen Waddle's a player who I've not gotten to, but I love the ADP as well. He went way above his ADP here. Like, what is his ADP? His ADP is 79. This guy took him at 59. You're off today until Wednesday due to weather. There's a lot of people not going to work right now due to weather. Absolutely. We got 19 watching. We got 8 likes. If you guys could all smash the like, or at least half of you that haven't smashed the like, I would appreciate it. We got Aaron Sandy. Looks like I think I know what he's going to do at 65. Let's see if he does it or if he holds off. We got this guy. So the AJ Brown drafter already has a quarterback, and he's the guy who got gifted Lamar Jackson. If I was that guy, I would take Hurts and just be done if Aaron Sandy doesn't take him here. But we'll see what happens. We'll see if there becomes a little bit of animosity in the community between Peanut Punch and Aaron Sandy. Old PP Punch over here. What's up, Steven? How we doing? I need to go. And by the way, thanks for listening. A buddy of mine is also streaming right now, and if you would like to go over there and smash the like button for him, It is the Fanspeak Network. They put out really good content. I would recommend to listen for sure sometimes. So head on over there, smash the like for them, and then come on back over here and listen. And then you'll be, and if you sub, you'll be privy to all of their information as well. So with ADP here, like, I can't get over the Jaden Daniels price, man. I just can't get over how good that price is. The question is do I want the Harold Fannin here? I haven't taken Fannin yet. Running back dries up pretty heavy, though. I think I'm going to take Jaylen Warren. Actually, sorry about that. I didn't mean to keep that up. All right, so we're through 7, and the team right now, we have Jaden Daniels, naked, Bijan Robinson, RJ Harvey, Jaylen Warren, Nico Collins, Chris Olave, and Christian Watson. So we have a couple late quarterback options. We have the elite running or quarterback as well. I like the structure of this so far. I like a lot of the I like a lot of the wide receivers late. Like the running backs to me dry up pretty heavy about right here up until and then I think there's a big value pocket at like 140. But I like the wide receivers all the way to the end of the draft. There's so many upside picks and value picks, but we also don't have landing spots. We don't have any of that stuff. We haven't found out that Boston is going to end up going to a team that has he's going to end up with, I don't know, the Bengals for absolutely no reason and just destroy his draft capital or destroy his ability to become a good player. Something wild like that is going to happen. So cold here. Escape the ice storm. Watch some of your streams tomorrow morning. Working from home. Do the same with Steve. Nice. Yeah, I jumped on last night late to do a stream because I wanted to do my first one on stream for sure. I told Foxy Style that the day feels like 95 to 105. A ton quarterback elite time. What are you talking about? Who's 95 to 105, sir? Jalen Royals says Flyfish. I think Royals is a very good pick in the last round if you have a Mahomes team right now. I'm still not going to say that I liked his profile. I do think and part of that was a lot of rookie wide receivers have trouble in Kansas City until the second half of the season. And with me thinking Xavier Worthy was good, which might have been wrong, and Rashee Rice coming back at the second half of the season. When we thought Rashee Rice might get suspended in the middle of the season, Jalen Royals to me was a much, much better pick. Whenever we found out that Rice was going to be out the end of the beginning of the season, I didn't think that Royals had any chance at all. I do think a full year in the system, it does matter. It could be a good pick, and especially at free at the price of free. If y'all aren't subbed to @WhoHames and just listening, make sure y'all sub to top tier content over here. Says Bayou Bengal, who, by the way, also a content creator. I'm not sure how much you do on YouTube still. I know that you do a lot of gaming now over on Kick, I believe. Pick rank, yeah, 95 to 105 is I do agree. There's a really, really good quarterback pocket for sure. Oh, yeah, Jalen Royals, yeah. It was a really bad landing spot. I didn't love him as a prospect, but I absolutely hated him in Kansas City. Benun guy's still here. That's fun. I've noticed DJ Moore's been falling in almost every draft. And I actually don't like hate him. So this could be a Jordan Love team, maybe, but I won't take him here. I did kind of want Manungai there. I'll take DJ Moore. I want DJ. I actually kind of like the top of the queue here. Why is my Britton Strange so low? You know what? We're actually going to take Jaden Reed as well. We're going to pull Jaden Reed up, and we're going to hope that, like, if I don't get Jordan Love, I'm not super upset, but we'll build the double stack out here, see how that works out. DJ Moore will be a Jet, says Al Boogie. Welcome, Al Boogie. How we doing? And by the way, I know for a fact that is the exact way that Al Boogie said that too. Absolutely 100% confirmed. DJ Moore will be a Jet. Absolutely. That's just who he is. Can't get around it. Yep, exactly. Chuba is a nice value. I believe, like, I just think that they're going to draft a guy. And I'm still holding out hope for Jonathan Brooks, by the way. And by the way, Steven, what'd you think of the one yesterday, or the one I did last night? It felt really good to be back in Bestball Street, you know, like I've been doing like the daily stuff. I enjoy the daily stuff, but I love the Bestball stuff. So like, even though I didn't have luck last year or the year before, like, I still love it. It's so much fun. So it feels good to be back. More target density in Chicago, please. If DJ Moore is an 8th round pick and stays in Chicago, it's a really good pick. If DJ Moore leaves Chicago and goes somewhere else, and he's the number 1 or 2, he's a fantastic pick in the 8th round. So I know people don't love him as a player, but or don't love him for whatever reason. Chapper doing the Lord's work. Chapper 44. I would like to thank you for taking Woody Marks. As of right now, like, when I did my ranks today, I was surprised that I got to Woody Marks closer to this ADP than I thought I would originally. I actually have him in the 120s. An aggressive Algier ranking. That's where my heart actually has him. I didn't put him that high because. So hold on a second. Jordan Love. Can't believe it. Jordan Love. Just absolutely stole my thunder. Taking Jordan Love from me. How dare you, guy? Just absolutely ruined my double stack. It's all good though. I knew I could have went the double tap there. That's probably going to be a little more of what ends up happening for the most part. Do we want? I think we could take some Goddard there. We'll hope that. I'm just going to hope that Shuck makes it back, I think. We're going to take Goddard. And is this a Jonah Coleman spot? I think this is a Jonah Coleman spot. So I know you're not going to love this if you're a Coleman person, but I kind of the way I viewed, and I've only done surface level looking at rookies. Jonah Coleman to me was Cam Scatabo with 70% of the Scatabo dog. which like Scadabo's dog levels are like insane, right? Like being toned down on the dog levels of Scadabo is like maybe a good thing as well. But like that's kind of how I viewed it whenever I watched him. Nice. Yeah, I'm not like fully through the rookies yet, but like I haven't got to Hemby. He is on the list. Later tonight, I will probably be doing a little bit more rookie work. I mean, Hemby like barely made my list to even look at. Where is he? Yeah, actually, he isn't even on my list. I'll add him. I'd heard the name thrown around, but yeah, I hadn't got to him yet. Like I've mostly. Oh, Bayou loves his big boys. Yeah, I haven't got to Roman Hemby. Whenever I do, I will let like if there's a player you specifically want me to watch a little bit of tonight, I can for sure do that. Like the players I have actually gotten to at running back right now, I've gotten to Love, I've gotten to Coleman, I've gotten to Price, Emmett Johnson, McGowan, Nicholas Singleton, Katron, Claiborne, Mike Washington. I at a like very surface level on Mike Washington. I do like him. I think he's a good mix-in last round guy. Jamari Taylor was the only one I watched that like I couldn't really see a major positive trait at all, but I also didn't see a single negative trait. So like that's exactly how I felt about JCM last year, and JCM was a good pick. So I'm making sure to leave that light on for sure. Yeah, free agency will be important for players this year. Yeah, absolutely. I think taking some free agent darts makes a lot of sense right now. I got through about 25. Yeah, that's where I got. I got through 25 on Friday, I think it was. All your rookie videos, very nice. I'm going to work on those. Like I'm gonna like spread mine out, I think. Yeah, I just took him. So my Maurice Jones-Drew comp is actually somebody else who I like a lot, like MJD. And I think Coleman profiles as that as well. I like Terry and Stewart a lot. I'm not going to be super overweight because I'm afraid of draft capital. But Terry and Stewart to me really, really feels like he could be an MJD type for sure. Like I really like Terry and Stewart, like the way I loved watching him play. All right, so we're going to take Tyler Shuck and we're going to take Tyreek Hill here. We have so much upside at wide receiver. Or I would have liked to have taken Sadiq. I would have taken Sadiq if he made it there. Find me my next Caleb Johnson. I mean, I nailed Caleb Johnson last year. And then I capitulated because everyone loved him. I'm like, man, like I guess I'll get the 5%. And he went to like if he wouldn't have went to the Steelers or the Ravens, I might have like zeroed him. I've watched Jardian Price. I believe he's the one with zero wide receiver. Yeah. So he's interesting. So like he only had 7 and 6 targets his 2 years. And he's on the same team as Jeremiah Love, right? Who had 34 and 32. So it could be like those aren't horrific numbers. It could just be that they love Jeremiah Love in the receiving game and they didn't allow him to, like Quinshon Judkins coming out of college, right? But that's a red flag on him. But it's not necessarily a, like, I'm not saying he's bad because of that kind of thing. Like, but that is one thing that, like, I do like Jardim Price, but I'm not going to say he's the best prospect. You marked Sadiq to the Panthers. Very nice. No more Will Shipley or Marshawn Lloyd this year. I'm saying that right now, and in 3 months, I'm sure I'll be saying something different. Thanks for your input, Lutz. I thought Jordan Tyson really popped off on film, and Stowers looked fast. Stowers does look fast. Michael Trigg is the tight end late dart that I really kind of like. Did that with Golden and Higgins. Watched their film. Like, these dudes suck, but capitulated with draft capital. I was in on Golden, and to be honest with you, I still like I think that the Packers failed Golden more than Golden sucked. Matthew Golden was actually pretty open pretty often, and I think that him and Jordan Love just didn't have a really good connection on, like, when the other one was going to take the route deep or go across the field. They seemed to be like, they just seemed to barely be off. Like, there were so many times that Golden absolutely cooked somebody and the ball just barely missed. And it looked like it was more of a which way to have taken the route kind of thing, which is, as a rookie, like, that is something you're like, it's just a mind meld thing. I do think that I do like him. Like, I'm not going to capitulate that he's bad. I'm not going to do that. Not yet. He is a year 2 possible breakout buy to me. At least that's what I've seen by all of my watching of stuff. All right, let's go to this. I think a Sean Tucker share makes sense. Actually, CJ Stroud did go. Somebody took CJ Stroud? You animals. Absolute animals out here taking CJ Stroud from me. Yeah, we'll take Sean Tucker. Sean Tucker, we know that he took all the goal line work from Bucky last year, and we know that Rachaad White is a free agent. Sean Tucker is a restricted free agent, but that just means that all they have to do is say, you know what, you stay here. Yeah, you feel like they try to make him Marvin Mims. Yeah, like, he's an actual outside. I mean, my comp to him was a Lad McConkey. I think if they used him more like a McConkey, that he would absolutely cook. The problem is that Jaden Reed he's not a Lad McConkey, but like the same stylish of player. The year 3 breakout for Keon Coleman is coming. He will be very good on the Houston Roughnecks. Wide receiver 0 recommends I'm out on X Golden. Oh. I'll definitely have some in year 2, but a rookie, his price was no. Yeah, oh yeah. Pearsall was a smash. Like, Pearsall actually would have been a smash had he stayed healthy. RIP to that. Like, if you look at the top of my exposures, a lot of them got hurt, and Golden was at the top of my exposures, along with Cam Skadaboo, along with Amarian Hampton at quarterback, along with Lamar Jackson and Jaden Daniels. So we'll see if we can run that back. We'll see if we can hit the lottery again. I have Pearsall ranked reasonably. Like, where do I have him? I moved him to 81 from 89. I basically, like, in my actual ranks, I think I had him slightly ahead of that. He went in the third round to some idiot in the one hole. So that idiot in the one hole really needs to learn ball. I mean, do we just like slam the Tua here and like say everything is fine? Nothing's on fire. Everything is fine. Is that what we do on this team? We took the Tyreek Hill. Do we try to double down that? I really like Terrence Ferguson. Torrey Horton's becoming a player that I'm taking a lot of. We're going to take Ferg here. We need... like I said, I have Terrence Ferguson way high. Or Torrey Horton way, way high. I think we just take Horton again. I think I'm in on Torrey Horton for next year. Tua is cheeks. I agree, but like we have Jaden Daniels and we have Tyler Shuck. We're just gonna go naked Daniels here, and we have Olave with Shuck, and we're gonna take rookies here at the end of the draft. I think we're gonna take some swings at rookies here at the end. Shadur Sanders goes at 193 or 183 there. I haven't gotten a share of Singleton yet. I do need to. I probably need to move him up my ranks. I have him at 171 right now. I just haven't had a draft fall to where he was there whenever I wanted him. Where did Concepcion go here? Concepcion at 158. I think that's about where I put him. I put him at 138. So he just went in between whenever I picked all the way over here to all the way over there. I do not understand rookie pricing in this format at all. I mean, most people drafting the big board are doing it to show off how much they know about the rookies. Like some of the rookies don't make sense. Like Zachariah Branch being 100% drafted to me seems a little wild. And it's not that I dislike Zachariah Branch at all, right? Like if I look at PFF's rankings and the stats, like he played at Georgia and USC. He had 800 and 500 yards. But like he's wide receiver 14. And I know that they're not the end all be all for all rankings, but they do a pretty good job of ranking guys, you know, a decent job. So I feel like a guy that's number 14 at that position shouldn't be drafted 100%. It feels like you can capture value. No, you're right. You can. 2 years ago, when somebody won with like 15 rookies, made people chase rookies. Yeah. And like I think some of these rookies are priced well. Like I think Jonah Coleman's a fine price. I think Emmett Johnson's a great price. I think Concepcion is a really good price. Like Boston and Tate and Lemon and Jordan Tyson, I think are all good prices too. I snagged the fall in Lamar draft last night. Didn't realize somebody took Flowers. And then he snagged Andrews. I mean, that's perfectly fine. Like, you don't need to stack every player. This could just be a team I throw Ty Simpson on, right? I mean, I like this wide receiver room quite a bit. The question is, which one of these running backs do I take? I'm going to take Ty Simpson. And I think I throw in Omar Cooper Jr. on this team. So, like, we have our stack here with Shuck and Olave. And then we have a Jaden Daniels naked. And, like, we're going to, like, we have we have Omar Cooper, right? DJ Moore, who knows? Like, I don't really care if Jaden Daniels is stacked to. Like, would I prefer him stacked? Absolutely. I'm not incredibly worried if he is unstacked. I don't think he is. Not always. He went at 150 here around Bryce Young, Sam Darnold, Malik Willis. Like, Sam Darnold and Tyler Shuck kind of feel like values. Like, this is kind of where I think he needs to be. Like, around the Bryce Young, Cam Ward, Malik Willis, Kyler, CJ Stroud, McCarthy range. I think there's a pretty clear difference between Shuck and Darnold to those guys. Baker feels a little too cheap. Like, I kind of think these two guys could go an extra 10 picks ahead. Baker could go an extra, like, he could be moved up here. Oh, no. Yeah. One, like, he's going at a place that makes sense. Let's look and see what people are doing in these last rounds. I like to see, to watch, like, the last 4 rounds to see if there's any names that maybe I forgot about. Because it's very easy to forget about players here. I believe I need a running back. Yeah, I want a rookie running back here, I think. We got Bijan, we got Jalen Warren, we have Sean Tucker. We got Coleman. I mean, Devin Neal would make sense on this team. He is the only, like, him and Kamara are the only two on the team, and Kamara might end up retiring. Do you have any inkling to if Kamara's going to retire? I know you're a Saints fan. By you, let me know. Yeah, like, there is a good chance he could start. Like, it's going to be really hard for him to get off that contract. If the Falcons' new head coach goes to Cousins over Penix. Yeah. Oh, he's already said he wants to play this year? Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, this is definitely a Devin Neal team, though, with Tyler Shuck. I'm pretty positive that the Saints are going to add somebody. I kind of want to... And by the way, that rank on Tua is just there to remind me that he's at the bottom. Like, that's not I'm not going to auto with this as my rank. That is not going to happen. All right. We are done. We got a 3-6-8-3. We got Jaden Daniels, Tyler Shuck, Ty Simpson. I have zero information on Ty Simpson. I've not done any scouting yet. There is talks that he could go in round 1. If he gets that capital, he will play at some point this season on a team with 2 other starters. It makes sense to have, like, a guy there. I took the high draft capital there. So if I don't need him till the last, that makes sense. And I want 3 quarterbacks just in case, because we've all seen how Jaden Daniels is. Running back, Bijan Robinson, RJ Harvey, Jalen Warren, Jonah Coleman, Sean Tucker, and the stack with Devin Neal, Tyler Shuck, and Olave. Alongside Olave at wide receiver, we have Nico Collins, Christian Watson, DJ Moore, Jaden Reed, Tyreek Hill, Torrey Horton, and Omar Cooper Jr. as the sole rookie wide receiver on the squad. Like, this is a absolute ceiling-seeking team. Like, you got Nico Olave to hold it down, and then just all of these players can get 25 points if they're healthy, right? Jaden Reed, DJ Moore, Christian Watson, Tyreek Hill, Torrey Horton. Like, That is some upside, some absolute upside there. And then tight end, just some dudes. Dallas, Dalton, and T. Ferg. That is the first draft. We will look at Peanuts' team. He went with 2 quarterbacks. He did exactly what I said. I would absolutely take Jalen Hurts there too. Absolutely. Like I love that. This is the fun team. You're welcome for Lamar Jackson. Quarterback. 2 quarterbacks, 7 receiver, 7 running back, 8 receiver, 3 tight end. Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. Gibbs, Jeremiah Love, double anchor into Kenneth Gainwell, Connor. I like the Connor value. I've not taken him yet, but I do like the value. Sharbs. So let me know, Peanut. Have you heard, is it a partial, a full tear? Like, what's the expected recovery time? I personally can't find any information on it. But I also haven't looked super hard on that. I just threw him at the bottom of my ranks and figured that if he's good to go, I'll take a bunch of them at 110 later. Brandon Allen and Jalen Wright. Jalen Wright's a guy I threw into the group of players to toss in the very last round as darts. And Braylon Allen, I think, is one of the best picks on the board. Wide receivers, top 2 guys stacked with their quarterback. And then Mike Evans, Shakir, Juwan Jennings, Trey Tucker, Rashad Bateman for the double stack. Darnell Mooney, also a value, possibly. He's also a guy who can get 15, 20 points any week. Sam Laporta, Juwan Johnson, and Travis Kelce. The Juwan Johnson pick actually kind of hurt me. I kind of wanted the Juwan Johnson. I ain't going to lie. I definitely wanted some Juwan in my life with setting up the Tyler Shuck stuff. I definitely wanted that. And we have Aaron Sandy here as well. Your first draft on the Who Hames channel, you get a review, whether you like it or not. 3593, Jackson Dart, Bo Nix, and Fernanda Mendoza. Running back, Jonathan Taylor, Omarion Hampton, Bucky Irving, Quinshon Judkins, and Audric Estime. He's still on the Audric Estime. I love Aaron Sandy. Like, he has picks like this that he loves. Like last year, Jaleel McLaughlin was this pick a lot. And you know what? He got some usable weeks out of him. So, like, shout out to him. Wide receiver, Devonta Smith. Like, that's better than some of my last round picks. Like, the Jaleel stuff was definitely better than some of my last round picks. Wide receivers, Devontae Smith, Cortland Sutton, Wandale, Surratt, not Sarjay. What am I doing? Elijah Surratt, Debo Samuel, Troy Franklin, Jeremy Bernard, Malik Washington, and Mims. And tight end, Mark Andrews, Theo Johnson, Eli Stowers. He's also a rookie. I'll mix in at a low amount. But it is time to draft again after we get to the chat. But this draft class stinks, so lives on any spot is pretty bad. Yeah, like, the question is, do they overdraft Chris Brazell? I believe he was drafted in round, let's just back up real quick. I believe he was drafted in round 17. He goes, round 18 here. He's the guy I'm going to mix in the last rounds. I'm not going to have a whole bunch. I do like Brazell, but I think 5 to 8% seems plausible for him. You've lots of potential late upside to pair with Connor. You got it. Yep. Always a pleasure drafting with you. See you in the Discord. Yeah, I'll see you there. I'll probably see you in the Toxic Tower chat later tonight as well. All right, so little board. It is time. We're jumping in 10 seconds. Over under who crew members in the chat are in this draft. I'm going to say 8. Location error. Location error, location error. We need 4 to start. Waiting on 4. I guess it's not going to be 8. I don't want to do all of my little boards. By the way, if you're just popping in, if you could smash a like, that'd be awesome. We got 28 viewers. Feels good. Feels good to be back in best ball season. Yeah, like, man, I don't know about the Super Bowl. Like, I'm pretty excited to have I have a team with a possible shot in the drafters second chance best ball thing. Number 15 like says Fantasy Dog. What's up? Welcome in, sir. Thank you for keeping the faith. Waiting on 1. This is a little board. We have waiting on 1. All right, we are in. This is a 51 minutes. Set up the timestamp real quick. And we got the 107. We got Losimo at the 106. PP Punch at the 9. Fantasy Dog at the 10. Lutz at the 12. And J Lives at the 11. So it wasn't 8, but it's literally, if Andrew is sneaking here in the chat, you got to let us know. Did we fill, like, because we almost filled the entire back half of the draft. Losimo has a chance to get all the value in this. All the crew is at the back. He can snipe everything coming from this direction. From the in the even rounds, he has a chance at value. Good luck, everyone. Kuchinka at the 1. Kanye West is here. Y'all better watch out. Kanye in the building. Let's see what Kanye does. Does Kanye takes it serious? He means business, absolute business. Does Kanye? I love that. Yeah, so I don't know what to do with CMC this year. Like, the 400 touch thing to me is very, very real as a stat. Like, I moved him down below Amon-Ra. I like doing the daily stuff. Like, Amon-Ra to me, like, I was like, I don't see the wide receiver 1 throughout the whole season stuff last year. And that was like my big take for him. And although, like, I mean, he was near the top again. Like, I was like, yeah, he's pretty locked into being really good. But while doing all the weekly fantasy stuff that I did, like, I started respecting Amon-Ra's single week ceiling way, way more. So, I've definitely got to where I definitely want a chunk of Amon. I think it's prudent to load up on San Francisco running back 2. I mean, who is it? That's the thing. Like, what running back do they draft in the 3rd round this year? Because Brian Robinson is a free agent. I know it says San Francisco underneath his name, but he is a free agent. Oh, you think it's Single? I mean, if Singleton goes there, wheels up, right? Like, just absolutely wheels all the way up. Like, I'm not saying that Singleton's going to be my favorite player and the favorite draft prospect. I'm not going to dislike him. So I think I went over this before, but there is a little bit of a worry for me with Singleton and Katron Allen, right? Like, so, like, if you look at 24-25 season, like, Penn State was worse. Like, that's why everybody says Singleton wasn't as good this year. But, like, Katron Allen, every one of his metrics went up significantly other than receiving, which was about the exact same. Like, all of his rushing stuff just went up in this past year. And it went up by a bigger percentage than Nicholas Singleton's went down. So I get it. Like, yes, that it does make sense that could be true. But, like, the fact that Katron Allen stuff, like, all went up by a higher margin than the amount that Singleton's dropped, like, to me, makes the fact that it dropped and dropped significantly, like, might matter. That doesn't mean I'm like out on Singleton. It's one of those things that I want to look more into. Yeah, like, I mean, if he turns out to Rachaad White, he's a good pick, right? Yeah, like, I told myself I want 5 to 6% CMC. You know, like, I'm not going to full fade him. I definitely don't want to be overweight. And I don't want to be 4%. I think if I end 6% on CMC, I'm very happy. Like, so, and I would lean towards the under on the 6%. Like, if I end up like 6.5, I'm probably not super happy on it. All right, so I've built a team almost exactly like this before. We're going to do the A.J. Brown this time. Yeah, we're going to do A.J. here. I haven't been able to get a Jalen Hurts team yet. Let's see if this becomes the Jalen Hurts team or not. I think Jalen Hurts' value is insane. I don't necessarily think, like, the A.J. Brown contract, like, yeah, I think it's going to be hard for them to move. I think there's a good chance that he stays on the team and it's an absolute disaster. But even if he gets moved and I pair him with AJ, like I pair AJ Brown with Jalen Hurts, like, a naked Jalen Hurts isn't like the worst. And unlike last year, like, last year you could just backstack with Goddard and feel good about it, right? This year Goddard is a free agent, so we can't really do that. I mean, I also kind of believe that they do re-sign him, especially if they trade A.J. Brown away, if they find a way to get somebody to take the A.J. Brown contract. And a team like, to be honest with you, there is one team out there that I think has some cap room and could trade for A.J. Brown and it be a really good play. And it would save them draft capital, I think, maybe. Like, because I think part of taking the A.J. Brown contract would be that they give him away a little cheaper than he should go for. And that is the Raiders. Like, if you're going to take Mendoza, instead of drafting a guy in round 2, why not send your round 2 pick and a little something to get A.J. Brown to set all that up? I think that would make a lot of sense. We were just talking about how we haven't gotten to Scattaboo yet. Let's do the Scattaboo. We are doing it. We're pulling him up the board a little. We're taking Cam Scattaboo. I have him rated slightly above ADP, not well above ADP. But yeah, we're going to take Cam Scattaboo there. And if Jackson Dart's available at like 66, we go Jackson Dart and hope that Jalen Hurts makes it back. And if not, nothing hurt. You didn't stack Hurts with Barkley. Like, I think, like, in this past year, they started throwing the ball to Barkley a little bit. So I actually think Barkley Hurts things make some sense. Absolutely not. Oh, you are a Vegas fan? We've been a landing spot for polite what? Oh yeah, I guess you have been like I totally get that. Yeah, having the I hadn't even thought about that. You guys have kind of had that happen to you a few times. Um I I mean, I think you should not take a receiver and just sign somebody in round 2. Like in round 2, I think round 2 should absolutely be an offensive lineman. Like zero question, offensive line in round 2, unless you can find enough offensive line talent in free agency to fix the situation somewhat. And if you do that, like, yeah. As I was saying it, you were typing it. Because like, if you guys invest into offensive line, Genty becomes a very, very fun prospect, right? So Tate goes. I think it's interesting that that Rome goes after Luther Burden as well. Yeah, I think we just take Rome here. I know Swift's my top ranking there, but I've taken Swift a few times. And I think the way that this team is going to line out, I think I will like it better if I take Rome here. Because Rome also gives me, if Caleb Williams comes to 66, I could take Caleb. He doesn't. He goes right there. Right in the middle, the quarterback sandwich right here. The Drake May, Caleb Williams. I want everything good from the 2024 NFL draft sandwich right here. Making a quarterback sandwich. I love it. Got the Lemon. Mekhi Lemon's a guy I like. I need to get some exposure to him because I'm getting this feeling the community is going to like him a lot more than I do whenever all is said and done. Lutz doesn't let me get the Waddle value in this draft either. I think he's going to steam way up. Like he's already going next to Tyson and Tate, and I don't love that. I don't think it's necessarily wrong, but I do prefer Tyson and Tate for sure to Lemon. And I think the community as a whole is going to push them kind of together. And I'm going to feel better about the other two than Lemon. And in all honesty, landing spot matters the most out of these guys. And like, I don't know what the, do I want to go ahead and take him here? I think I could just take Judkins here, right? Yeah. We just take all the rookie running backs from last year that got hurt. They say you need to synergize in Bestball. We're synergizing. We get the hurt running back Hampton, the hurt running back Camp Scadaboo, and the hurt running back Quinshon Judkins. Synergizing is everything. Remember that, everybody. You got to synergize your team. If you can't synergize your quarterbacks with your wide receivers, at least make sure you get a bunch of players who are hurt together and drafted in the same class. Absolute strategy here. You're welcome. See you at the top. Can somebody explain the Waddle's excitement to me? System downgraded, back-to-back non-1K seasons, quarterback play, not likely. The fact is that, like, his ADP is actually like 80, right? If Tyreek Hill gone, he is the one. Like, he's still a really solid player. I don't necessarily like him at pick 60. Let me. Do I have my sheet up? Let me do some finagling real quick. Did I remove it? Okay, I apparently closed down the sheet that had all that stuff on it. But like I have him at the very bottom of the tier of like these players with Diggs and all of them. And ahead of Michael Wilson. That's where I have him. So like right here, we can get Jackson Dart or Jalen Hurts. I prefer the Jalen Hurts here. But I'm fine with either. But like, yeah, I think I don't have any Jackson Dart though. And I do have Cam Scadaboo. I'm building this with the idea that I wanted the AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts. So we're going to continue that. We're going to go ahead and take Jalen Hurts there. This is the latest I've seen Jackson Dart though. So I do think would be a good spot to have taken him. And I think that the Scadaboo Dart connection is something that can matter. So like, I don't know if I like him where he was being drafted last year, which is where Lutz took him there, but he's generally going behind like Michael Wilson, Boston, Brian Thomas, some of these other players, right? So that's kind of where I'm at. I think that he's better than that tier, and I think he's a value pick. He's also not somebody I want to be like way overweight on. But I do think that he's kind of a value where he goes. It is all. Like if we go by wide receiver here, like I like Ricky about the same as him. Like I like these guys about the same. But I would actually prefer Jalen Waddle is all. And I mean, you have a lot of good points there, like the system being downgraded, the not 1K yards, like the non 1K yard thing. Like if they end up with Malik Willis, like I will definitely tilt my Jalen Waddle exposure towards Malik Willis teams. I know it's going to be hard for him to get off that contract, but I could definitely see Halfley wanting to bring him over. So Jackson Dart just goes the next pick. That makes sense to me. Let's look at quarterbacks, see what we have. Like, I think I'm fine just like biting the bullet here, taking the quarterback, and then if we have to, we're done, right? Because on the other side of me is yeah, we're just going to go ahead and take Dak here. Like the George Pickens guy is over here. And I don't think he comes back. So we're just going to go ahead and take Dak. And with this, Jalen Hurts plus Dak is probably enough. I can stop if I want to. I do want 3 quarterbacks. But I don't require it either. So I would much have preferred him there, but like I said, I think there's so many values in this. Like Laporta's a value to me. Chuba's kind of a value. I think Shakir and Jaden Reed are 2 of the best picks on the board. Like Surratt, I'm gonna be slightly underweight on Surratt, I think. Looking at the stats for wide receiver, Surratt's contested, like his contested catch percentage is pretty low for somebody who he had 40% with 12 contested catches one year, and he had 59.3% with, which is a good number, with 16 contested catches the next year, or in 2024. So this year he had a lot less. 2 problems with that. That averages out to be like 55%, which is a little on the, like, it's not awful, but it is on the low side. And that is 26 or 28 contested catches. That's a lot of not separating. If he's not separating in college, do we think he's going to separate at the college level is my question. So I do like him a little bit. I think he plays with a lot of spunk, but I'm going to wonder about that a little bit as it goes on, for sure. So I was talking earlier, I have a lot of Shakir. Do I want to take Shakir here? Do I want to take yeah, we'll take Shakir again. I think Shakir should almost be like 7-8 picks ahead of where he goes. I feel Shakir could easily go over in here for sure. I have him in the tier. I have him a tier above Worthy, and that's the highest I've seen Addison go. That's interesting. Peanut Punch taking the other guy that I kind of liked. There, Jaden Reed. Like, I'm gonna have to like start mixing in the other wide receivers over Shakir and Jaden Reed because I'm starting to kind of get there. But like, I like to. I would prefer to get my guys for now, and then as ADP changes, then mix some people in. Once I've gotten my 8 to 12% of the players that I kind of like at ADP, then mix off of that later. We got let's look and see what Lutz is doing. Achane, Jefferson, Garrett Wilson. I've not drafted Garrett yet. I don't think. I might have taken him last night. I like his price though as a bounce back candidate, and he stacked it with Breece Hall, Waddle, Fannin, Pearsall, Jacoby, Jordan Love, and the no fear on Bo Nix. I mean, I would love to get one of those guys. Britton Strange to me is the clear pick here. I have Britton Strange way higher than this. I adjusted his rank specifically so I wouldn't get like 25%. I think Britton Strange, to me, like, I like him. Well, number one, Laporta fell quite a bit. I have Kincaid below, like down here around Strange, or Strange closer to Kincaid. And I kind of like the Tucker Craft price is ludicrous to me. Like, this is the exact thing happened last year. I went in thinking I wasn't going to like tight end, and then all the tight ends, like, their value was so much further down the board than I thought they were going to be, that I ended up really liking the mid to late tight ends. So yeah, Kraft is absolutely too cheap. Like if I were to make rankings with zero knowledge where other people had him, I would have him at like 45. Like, I would have Loveland at 46, and I'd have Tucker Kraft at 45. I'd have him one pick. I'd have him as tight end 3, and I'd have him there. But because I'm going to bake ADP into my ranks, so I don't get like 100% of anybody, I moved him all the way down to like 81 or something, like 10 picks above ADP. I moved him to 75. Like, I've taken Pitts over Kraft, but that's because I took Pitts and then I took Kraft. So, like, because I knew I could do that, like, well, I got Kyle Pitts earlier today at pick 80. So, like, I think if you get a huge fall like that, you kind of just have to grit your teeth and take it, even if Kraft's still on the board, because, like, I'm also trying to not get to 25% on a player who is actually coming off an injury. I do like the player. I really like the player. but I do worry about him coming off of an injury. All right, so ADP, Katron Allen's first. In my ranks, Katron Allen's first. Looks like my pick and future, I'm going to be injured for the whole season squad. Like, he's going to learn from these guys how to get injured and not play the whole season in his rookie season. So, you guys have seen that. You've seen this running back room. They're going to teach each other things. And what my running back room is going to teach their rookie is how to not avoid injury. Kraft was a clean tear, I believe. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm in on that too. It was a clean tear. I believe he's going to be full. Like, and it happened pretty early in the season. Yeah, exactly. All of those things. All of those things are in my thoughts as well. Like, I'm not worried about it at all. It kind of looked like LaFleur near the end of the season stopped trying to just run the ball all the time too. So there is that as well. Like, I think that makes a lot of sense. So am I the only one that says there is zero chance of me taking Jerry Jeudy at ADP? Like, I cannot see myself ever taking Jerry Jeudy at that ADP. We'll go ahead and pull Fergie up. We'll do the Dallas double here. All right, we are through, what, 12? Yeah, 12 rounds. We have Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, running backs, Omarion Hampton, Cam Skattebo, Quinshon Judkins, and Katron Allen, all right about ADP, except for Katron, a little bit of a fall. I do think Katron could be a player that falls throughout the draft process, though. I still like him. Wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown, Rome Odunze, Khalil Shakir, tight ends, Brenton Strange, and Jake Ferg. I like a lot of the wide receivers late in the draft process here, or in the draft. I think if you go, like for me this year, if I take 2 wide receivers in the first 3 rounds, I might just build it as a double anchor wide receiver thing and then take a bunch of shots late. Like, I think I'll kind of pivot to that a little more. Like, take a lot of the middle round running backs, guarantee some points there. We got Brandon Ayuk at 144. You're correlating hairstyles here between Kyler Murray and Brandon Ayuk there, between Kuchinka and Jimmy. I love to see it. Yeah, it definitely feels like running back dries up quick this year. So, like, if I get 2 early wide receivers, I want to make sure to get at least 2 running backs over the next, like, I want 2 running backs by round 6, like every single draft. I don't think I'll have very many 5 wide receivers before round 6. Like, and if I take a tight end, I think I'm just going to have a low amount of running backs. This will be the first time I'm able to get to Jacoby Lane. He has been falling in the process. I think he might continue to fall, but this is where I have him ranked too. He is a very frustrating watch. His highlights are insane, and you watch actual tape on him, and you wonder, like, you get Keon Coleman vibes. Yeah, Gritty was absolutely ahead of the meta on 0 wide receiver. It's basically worked 2 years in a row, right? Like, to be like, Gritty has better takes than people want to give him credit for too. He's like, he might be a little overzealous on some of his takes, and some of them are wrong, like AJ Dillon last year. But you know what? The man had Ramondre and had bags and bags of Ramondre. Like, absolute bags of Ramondre. He built his entire draft strategy around Ramondre. And if you're going to build a draft strategy around a guy, Ramondre is not one I ever would have got to. But, like, at cost, Ramondre was one of the better picks on the board. like he really was. Yeah, I don't get to chat with him much, but like he seems like a super awesome dude. All right, so we have the 2 quarterbacks. Let's look and see what quarterbacks are available. If we want to do anything there. I haven't taken a Cam Ward yet. I think this Cam Ward kind of makes sense here. I'm going to have a hard time passing. Okay. I want to thank them for taking we'll take Adonai Mitchell, actually. We're going to take Adonai here. I've gotten to a bunch of Kamani Vidal. Like, I personally don't see them taking another running back this year. Not early, right? Now, they could re-sign Najee. They could sign like a Rico Dowdle. But they could. Sorry, I got a little issue there. We had they could sign like a Kenneth Gainwell as well, like that style of player, who's a good pass blocker. But like Vidal already does all that stuff, and he's on a rookie deal. Hampton was really awesome until he got. I mean, Hampton is kind of a speed back. Hampton's a 4.42 guy, right? Like I know that's not like speed, but the dude's also 220 and has good, like decent lateral quickness. Like the man's a freak. Like I think if you're that big, 220, like 4.42 is pretty fast. Yeah. Right. And like, that's why I said like a kind of like a Gainwell, right? They might do that. And there's actually a player that would fit that perfectly in my eyes. Let me make sure that I'm not, I mean, Singleton would be funnish, right? But I believe Claiborne was really good at pass catching too, right? Yeah, well, we're gonna scoop in some value here with Juwan Johnson. Take all the Juwan Johnson. So let's look at the sheet real quick. Yeah, like Claiborne had 38 and 29 targets, 28. Like, so this is wild. 38 targets, 28 receptions. He managed 6 drops on 38 targets, which is wild, wild stuff. Absolutely wild stuff. Like, and then 2 out of 29 is like reasonable stuff. That's like pretty normal. Like, that is some wild, wild stuff. Like, I think that's more of an anomaly than he has terrible hands thing. Like, because the other year, 2 of 30 is pretty reasonable. 6 of 38 feels like something just went wrong. Maybe he hurt his hand at some point. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just kind of speculating. But 6 drops out of 38 seems wild. But he's the kind of guy that's like a take a screen and go guy. Like, that man is insanely fast. And he has pretty good vision. I do wonder about his ability to like cut and stuff. Looks like I'm going to end with a whole bunch of him as well. What quarterbacks are left? Yeah, we'll take. I think my boy went. Yeah, we'll take Claiborne. I do like Claiborne. He's a very, very fun prospect. Like, my notes on him are like, so he at first contact, he's some like breaking arm tackles I don't consider a skill, but not breaking arm tackles I consider to be a negative. Like, they're like, oh, he always breaks arm tackles. Well, whenever you're 220 and this guy puts an arm out in front of you, if you fall, you just suck. Like if he trips you, that's one thing, but like a high arm tackle, like people act like that's a positive trait. To me, that is not a positive trait. That's something you should just do, and if you don't do it, you're bad. Claiborne, at sometimes, like he's not a huge guy. Like I seen him a couple times, like kind of stumble from some arm tackles like that. So, but when he's in the open field, the man is absolutely electric. Like just insanely electric. All right, so we are to this portion of the draft to where we just take guys. This feels like a Najee team, doesn't it? Joe Mixon sighting. Where's Joe Mixon? Joe Mixon, Kuchinka. Thank you, Kuchinka, for showing us the light of Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon hasn't seen the light in a while. He's been by himself, all in his own little hole for an entire year. I'll draft Taysom, and Lemon and Bell, and that's about it. Big fan of Neal. I didn't like Neal coming out of college, but I think this year he's a good. But which Bell are you talking, Chris or Skyler? Because Skyler's a guy I'm going to start mixing in. Chris, I kind of want to find out more about the ACL. But I do like. Do you not? Why do you not like Tate? Like Charles, by the way, did pretty decent last year on his rookie takes, if I remember right. Maybe he remembers wrong, but the ones he was pretty adamant about seemed to all work out reasonably well. Kind of feels like a Darnell Mooney team. Actually, yeah, we'll take Mooney here. Okay, Chris Bell, got it. Yeah, I figured it out. I was like, why are we drafting Taysom Hill? why are? Did you get lost in the time portal, Charles? Like, T Bear, like, did you? What happened there, man? Like, because Taysom Hill, man, like. That's what was going through my mind. I was trying to, like, why is it with two rookies? And I got there. It just took a minute. If you're just popping in, if you'd smash the like, that'd be awesome. Back to Bestball is back, and we're also back up on the viewers. I appreciate everybody for coming in. I've missed the community. Like, the Discord has been popping pretty well. Like, we have a good group of people there. I do need to put the Discord link in the bottom of the descriptions of this. Let me do that real quick. So, yeah, at the bottom of the descriptions, there will be a link to a Discord. It's a free Discord. We discuss Bestball a lot. We like post different teams, stuff like that. It's a good group of people. Earlier, I have a voice chat in there. It's limited to 5 people, but like I could put more in if people start using them. But we had a like an hour and a half long discussion on stuff, and it was just really chill. You don't like the class at all. I'm not going to say I'm fully there. I do think I'm going to lean a lot more towards some of the rookies and stuff. Are you talking about just wide receiver? Yeah, like I've not fully got into the, like, I'm nearly done with my quarterback or my running backs. I'm pretty light on my wide receiver stuff. I do really like Casey Concepcion. I do like Carnell Tate and Jordan Tyson. I think I'm going to like. There are some other I like. Speaking of I like this guy. I don't think he'll see the light of day. My guy like that this year. Last year, I have watched a 3-minute video. So I haven't but if you watch wide receiver, if you're watching highlight videos, every one of them, every single highlight video for wide receivers is the same. It's just them catching passes and doing things and looking good. You can't evaluate a wide receiver by highlights. You just cannot do it. Highlights are not the way to evaluate a wide receiver. Watching them are fine. Watching, I think it's perfectly fine to watch some stuff. Let's go. I don't know. Let's go Leggett here. Last round Leggett. Sounds good to me. So watching I start everything by watching some highlights. With running backs, you can watch highlights and actually notice some things, and then when you go back and watch, you see a little more. Wide receivers, they just all look pretty good until you put on the actual film and see what they're doing on the routes. So I started watching some highlights for some wide receivers, and it's well, everybody looks decent, but nobody looked insane. So I don't really have much opinion on that, except that some of the guys I like some of the metrics on, and I'm leaning towards those guys. And Concepcion is one of those guys that I kind of really liked the metrics on. And there's another, and the guy I like the most though, he's my Pat Bryant this year. Last year I loved Pat Bryant as a prospect. I thought he was going to be a 5th-round pick, so I didn't take a whole lot of him. It didn't matter because he didn't do anything in fantasy because he kept getting hurt whenever he started getting all of his targets. But this year, let me make sure I got the name correct. He's the guy from North Dakota State. His last name is Lance. It's Bryce Lance, I think. Yeah, Bryce Lance. Bryce Lance, to me, he gives me he's one of the guys that I watched a game of. I watched a game of it, and then I watched some highlights. But he's also playing against people who he should be dominating. Well, he absolutely dominates those guys. And the way he runs, just this how he runs routes, how he catches the ball, the way he gets open, to me reminded me of Christian Watson and the way Christian Watson plays the game. But I don't think he's going to be an early pick. I think he's going to be at best a 4th-round pick, which is what I said about Bryant, and then he ended up going in the middle of the 3rd. So, but he's a guy I like a lot, and I don't think he's a great pick for best ball, but he is a prospect I like a lot. I'll take him here and there, but I'm not going to take him very much because I don't think it's going to get the draft capital for that to matter. But he is really good downfield. All right, so this team, we are done. We got a 2-6-9-3. Jalen Hurts and Dakota Prescott. Running backs, Omarion Hampton, Scadaboo, Judkins, Katron Allen, Damon Claiborne, Najee, Big Naj. Wide receivers, CD, AJ Brown, Rome, and then we kind of stopped and pushed off for a long time, and then we took a whole bunch of them. Shakir, Jacoby Lane, Adonai Mitchell, Darnell Mooney, Ryan Flournoy, Xavier Leggett. So we got a triple stack in Dallas. Tight end, Brenton Strange, Jake Ferguson, and Juwan Johnson, who could be Juwan is one of the best picks on the board, in my opinion. We have who else did we have in here? Like everybody, right? Lawsimo, Jaden Daniels, Michael Penix, Ty Simpson. He's just taking the darts here. Take the elite and then took some chances. I don't mind it. Running back, Jonathan Taylor, Jacobs, Etienne, Tootin, Emmett Johnson. Took the early one and then took the spot there to throw on to wide receiver, it looks like. Yep. Wide receivers, Terry McLaurin, Denzel Boston, Chris Godwin, Casey Concepcion at 126. I kind of think that's where he's going to end up in ADP is 120s. Tank Dell, 163. DK, Troy Franklin, Alec Iomanor, Chris Brazell. And then Brock Bowers, Laporta, and Hunter Henry. That is a tight end room. You're going to flex tight end a bit. Flexing tight end's not bad. Like, people make fun of it, but if it works, it works. We got Fantasy Dog. Yeah, he really has been. You agree on Jawan? Yeah, he's been on like at least 3 of them, right? Fantasy Dog, welcome back. First stream of the year with me. 3, 5, 10, 2. Trevor Lawrence, Malik Willis, Jacoby Brissett, Kyron, David Montgomery, Tyler Algier. I like Algier a lot. I see you still don't respect ADP whatsoever. Zach Charbonnet, 135. You believe. Jordan Mason, Neighbors, Sutton, Evans, Quentin Johnson, Tyreek, Tesla, Keenan Allen, Marvin Mims, Malik Washington, and Brandon Cooks. That's a lot of receiver. That's a lot of receiver. I probably would have added a 6th running back there, but instead of a 10th wide receiver. Like with neighbors leading the charge, like, and then you have Sutton, Evans. Like I mean Brandon Cooks, if he's back with Buffalo, he's a great pick though. Who knows what happens there though. I'm gonna wait on Brandon Cooks to see what I do with him. I don't even know is he a free agent? I don't know. I can't remember. And then tight end, double elite, Trey McBride, Colson Loveland. I mean, it makes sense that the rest of the team feels a little thin because that is awesome. And like the team absolutely makes sense. If Charbonnet is healthy, this team absolutely rocks for sure. And then we got Jay Lives. We got Jared Goff, Sam Darnold, Fernando Mendoza. Running back, James Cook, Saquon Barkley, Kyle Monungai, Blake Corum, Desmond Reed, Roman Hemby. Wide receiver, J-Mo, Devontae Adams, Mekhi Lemon, DK Metcalf, Romeo Dobbs, Shaheed, Trey Tucker, Torrey Horton. Tight ends, AJ Barner, Colby Parkinson, and Eli Stowers. And the last one to do is Lutz here. We have Jordan Love, Bo Nix. Have you taken Bo Nix in every draft? Every draft I've been in that you've been in, I've seen Bo Nix. We got JJ McCarthy, Devon Achane, Breece Hall, JCM, Sean Tucker, J.K. Dobbins, Emmanuel Wilson, Chris Rodriguez. So I like tying up the current backfield for Washington. I think that makes a lot of sense. Oh, that's your first Bo Nix team? Who is it that keeps taking Bo Nix? There's somebody always takes Bo Nix. I was in a draft, like I'll have to refresh and look at that from last night. Somebody took Bo Nix, I think, in 2 drafts in a row last night. Wide receivers, Jefferson, Garrett Wilson, Jalen Waddle, Ricky Pearsall, Jacoby, Pat Bryant, Dontavian Wicks, tight end, Harold Fannin, Hawkinson, and Taylor. That makes sense. That team looks good as well. We are think we're gonna do one more. We got 20 likes. We'll do one more draft, and then we will call it for the night. We are going to do a big board this time. So we're gonna join the big board, and we're gonna join in 10 seconds. Waiting on 11. Who wants to come to the slaughter? Who? Waiting on 11. I'm sure a bunch of you just filled a lobby. But we're waiting on 11 over here in this new lobby. So we got, that is a lot of the Who crew will be here. So we are at 1 hour 41 minutes. Yeah, at alternate room here. Got it. I kind of wondered if a bunch of you guys got put into a different room there. Like, I'm kind of doing a little bit of a different strategy than last year. Like, the rookies that rise up, like, that I like, I don't really mind taking later. So this year I'm kind of focusing a little bit more on some of the veterans I think are mispriced at this point in the season. Like, I know I've taken a few rookies on each team, but like the middle of the drafts, I kind of think that makes sense to do. Hey, thank you, Fancy Dog. He says, I appreciate your hard work, my friend. Much appreciated. All right, we got the 103. Bryson and Fantasy Dog made it in. Bryson, welcome back to the stream. Haven't seen you here for a while. And then Fantasy Dog at the 109. And Game Tight made it in at the 104. Old neighbors. Glad to be drafting again. Guess who you're not going to get? Guess what player you're not going to get, sir? Any Lion. I'm taking every Lion. I'm going to talk Game Tight into taking Amon-Ra at 4. I'm taking Laporta at 22. I'm taking Jared Goff at 27. You don't get Lions. That's what you get for coming to my stream. No Lions. None. 0. But no, these are my ranks. I do have Jahmyr Gibbs at 2. I got Bichon on stream at 3 yesterday. That's our first Gibbs share, so we're definitely going to take it. Like I said, I think that running back dries up so fast. I think that the community as a whole is going to kind of lean towards Gibbs at 2 as more things happen. I think Floof may be a member of the Who crew too. I think I've seen Floof in several of the drafts on my streams. If you are here, welcome, and if not, hopefully you make it here eventually. We got Jahmyr Gibbs at the 3. Game Tight takes Jamar Chase at the 4. Bryson, I can't believe the room didn't conspire against you to take Amon-Ra. How dare them? It's all on you, game. I don't think I could take Amon over JSN or Jamar Chase. I think it's a very good argument between Amon-Ra and CeeDee Lamb. Like, if you look at the splits between Pickens on off with CeeDee Lamb, it's a pretty big deal. So like, if Pickens goes back, I think that Amon-Ra rightfully could go ahead of CeeDee Lamb, but until that is for sure, and like, yeah, it's pretty interesting. Like I was very out on Amon-Ra. But I was 4%. Like I was like, I don't want to fade him, but I don't. I want to use him to get the extra percent of other people. This year, I'm gonna probably be slightly overweight on Amon-Ra. And it looks like Justin Jefferson's ADP is going to kind of normalize there at the 1-2 turn. He started off later, almost like even whenever I'm drafting off stream, I see him go pretty early, like a lot earlier than his actual ADP. Like I like Neighbors more than him this year. I know like one's coming off an injury and the other one just has no quarterback. So like I get it. Like I think there is an argument there. I'm going to take the guy coming off injury and just hope like he's one of the guys that I assume that he's going to be ready in time. And like I have him quite high this year. Like the second we find out McBride at 18, that's a pretty solid start there. Are we finally going to get a Bowers team? We don't have any Bowers teams yet. We could. I think this is a Bowers team. All right. We got our first Bowers team. That's our first elite tight end team. Like I said, I'm not going to be heavy on the elite tight ends this year. But so one of the talks I had, we had in the chat today, and I was pointing out, like, this year both proved and disproved. I should probably just make this a video, but this year both proved and disproved that elite tight end worked, right? Because Kyle Pitts put up 44 points in a single week. Do I want my first share of Pickens? Do I want Josh Allen? I think we'll take a Josh Allen team. All right, so like, yes, Kyle Pitts absolutely nuked week 16, right? He absolutely nuked it. He had 44 points, and he probably blew up your pod. Well, if you were in a pod with Kyle Pitts, the only way to, like a competitive Kyle Pitts team, like the only way to even come close to getting to them was actually to have Trey McBride on your team, because Trey McBride put up like 31 points that week. So yes, you are 13 points away, but it got you there. And I also believe that Trey McBride was tight end 1 in week 17. So let me see if I can find it for sure. All right, so half point PPR, filters, quarterback, tight end. Yeah, week 17 he was 2. Week 15 he was 1. Week 17 he was 2nd. Week 15. So like, to counterbalance the Kyle Pitts stupidity, you needed him, and he was number 1 in week 17. The problem is he had an absolute and utter dud, the only one he had all season, in week 16. So advancing him out of week 16, getting him through the Kyle Pitts week was hard. Getting him out of the next week was harder because he done nothing, and then getting him through getting him to the final week was what you wanted, right? The problem with that is that if you had him, you didn't have Derrick Henry, most likely. But there were some teams that could have got Derrick Henry and Trey McBride, right? Like, so there's arguments for and against elite tight end both upon what happened this past year. So I don't know where you guys stand. Like, I get not being able to do it. Like, it did hold you back from the 40 points that Derrick Henry had in week 48 or whatever he had in week 17. But he was also tight end 1. So, like, in a different universe where everything except for Derrick Henry doesn't happen, you might have just wanted Trey McBride that week, right? Maybe it was Trey McBride being the separator in every other universe. So it's just a lot to think about. It's interesting to me. It's very, maybe it's not an interesting point to you guys, but it is a very interesting point to me. I was really hoping Devontae Adams made it, but I assume Game Tight would have taken him. Getting either one of these, Zay Flowers or Garrett Wilson here, would be fantastic. I will take. Do I take? Yeah, we'll take. We'll take Zay. And then Garrett Wilson instantly off the board. Yeah, I think I'm fine doing whatever the room tells me to do here. I put Jordan Tyson basically right at ADP. He's a really, really good prospect. Yeah, that's the thing. You can't say it's good or bad. And this past year absolutely proves it, right? Because it was what you needed to battle what happened, but what happened was you didn't need it. So yeah, true. Very true, right? Only 6 slates of information. Yeah. All right. Do I want the Christian Watson here? I think this is where the running back dries up really heavy. So I'm actually going to pull Swift up the board, I think. No, we're going to roll the dice at running back this time. We're going to do something a little different. We're going to roll the dice at running back. We're going to go ahead and take Christian Watson again. That's the second time on stream today I've taken him. I think it was both of the big boards. I will, but I'll be honest with you. I'll probably wait to do the deep dive rookie streams for a few weeks. I got behind on what I was doing, and I was fully into daily DFS. I had a decent year in daily DFS on Underdog this year. I started the year with 300 in my account, and I ended with $6,000. So it was working. And that's between pick'ems and all that stuff. And I pretty much lost a bunch of money on pick'ems. So and that includes getting some payouts and stuff. Yeah. So, but I didn't win very much back on Bestball. I'll be honest with you. I got back 25% or 30% or something. I got to 3 finals and I finished bottom under 100 in almost all of them. I was in two flock finals, and in those flock finals I finished under 75 in both of them. And I was in the poodle and I finished at 101. The last thing that happened on that Monday night game dropped me $100. It dropped me from 100 or from 99 to 101. So but that same thing won me $150 in daily stuff in the showdown. So it was whatever. It didn't matter. It just made the best ball stuff look worse, right? Hell yeah. I took down my first slate this year too. It was awesome. It felt so good. Congratulations, sir. yeah, like I didn't do very good in the best ball stuff, but like I could show you my exposures and like there's reasons why. I had number one, I had a lot of bad injury luck, and number two, I had some bad takes up top. Like both of them are true. Uh, but yeah, I'll be like I was last year. I didn't do any daily fantasy stuff, and since it was going really well this year, I didn't start my rookie stuff until literally until week 17 closed. That's the first time I loaded up a single rookie anything at all. So like I still have a lot to go through. Um, but I'm hoping to be done with all that here in the next couple weeks. Uh, I would kind of like to wait until Senior Bowl's over to really give out my first. Okay, this is what I think. Overall, was a good year for me, which is surprising. If you look at my exposures, I mean, it just takes one team, right? Like the Poodle I got through was super super fun. Like it was very thin when it got there, but I really really liked the team. Like I liked the team a lot. It had I did a board flip on the team. I pulled Puka to the 1-0. So if you guys remember right, if you guys remember, the Poodle's the contest I made my Puka Nakua stand on. I took 15 shares of Puka Nakua. I did 2 drafts, and then I said, I'm taking Puka Nakua at the 101 every draft all the way through this contest. And the combination I got through was a Puka Nakua, Josh Jacobs, Chase Brown, which nobody had because Puka was taken almost always on the right side of the board. So like it was a super, super fun team to get through. Like absolutely super fun team to get through. The problem is that was the week that Josh Jacobs done absolutely zero. Like he went in, he might not have played, and then he did play, and he did absolutely nothing. And I only had 3 healthy running backs, and one of them was Josh Jacobs, another one was Tajay Spears, and Chase Brown did his part. But my wide receivers were pretty fun as well. So like I liked the team a lot, but it was very thin to win. It had like 5 injured players on it or something. But yeah, that was my best ball. Like I also ended up that week with 3 teams in the 4th quarter finals. And all of those finished like 75 and below too. So like I had some shots in week 17, just didn't get anything home. Fantasy Dog taking Tucker Craft to 81. I think that's like the best value on the board. Not gonna lie. Big Board Sweat finals was fun. Was JT, Hampton, Harvey, Bijan. Oh, having Bijan had to be fun. Was looking good till my wide receiver 3 finished with 4 points. I mean, you had to have climbed massively on Monday night, right? Like with Bijan just going absolutely nuclear. Like, yeah, so I also had Steph Diggs, who had a really good. So, like, I had Puka and Diggs, who both had really good weeks that week. But Josh Jacobs doing nothing, like, completely tanked my chances. Like, I got to what the 6 teams I had in week 17. 3 of them were. Oh no, it was James Cook. James Cook. That's what it was. I got James Cook to fall back too. So it was Josh Jacobs, Chase Brown, James Cook on that team with Puka. And that was one of James Cook's worst weeks too. So like Jacobs done nothing, and I think it was James Cook didn't do anything either. And then let me look. Yeah, he was 17. Chase Brown was he was running back 3. But yeah, that's what was fun. Like I got the fall of James Cook coming back around. So like I had that as a combination of those three players, and it was just a super fun thing to have. But like I said, it was a very thin team as well. I mean, man, I don't know that I like this team with Bowers and Josh Allen. Like, I think I just pull Shakir up here, and I can't take Kincaid. Like that's what makes us feel bad. I don't think this team can afford to take Kincaid. Like at all. Like I mean maybe we just do it and we just stop. Like I know they say not to really overstack. Like and I have Laporta way ahead of Dalton Kincaid. But yeah, I don't know. Like this spot doesn't feel very good. Okay. So he takes him. We'll try to set up the Green Bay double again. We tried this on the last one. We'll see if we can get Jordan Love back. Yeah, the Bijan game got you an extra 500. Finished 69. Hell yeah. Nothing wrong with finishing 69. All right. Yeah, we got I don't know if you've seen this, but I actually have a little bit of a sweat over on Drafters right now for the playoff best ball. Like I'll show it at the end of the stream if anybody cares. I think I showed it last night, but if you didn't watch last night's, like I think I got a like if Sam Darnold has a good game, I think if Sam Darnold outscores Drake May or scores with Drake May, I think I have a pretty decent shot. Like so the team set up very well because it has Travion Henderson still on it, and I'm only 16 points out. And all the teams up top have Kenneth Walker, right? Because it's a second chance team. So all the teams have Kenneth Walker, but I have Kenneth Walker plus Travion Henderson. And I think there's only like 2 teams in the top 25 that have Travion Henderson. I think I'm the second highest team with Travion Henderson, but the other Travion Henderson team is a Drake May team. And he's only like 3 points ahead of me. So like, and I have more live pieces than he does. I have 7 pieces that are live. He has exactly 5. So like, I'm pretty like I have a clean out 2 first. So I'm actually gonna have a sweat during the Super Bowl. And first is 5K there, so that's not nothing, right? Like if I could just get to the top 5 and win $500, like yeah, I guess at 5 you win 500. Like if I got to the top 5, I'd be pretty happy with that. Currently winning $50. It's a $5 tournament, so nothing insane. Let's see. Do we successfully get the push or not? I like Game Tide's team, man. He's got Jamar Chase, Jeremiah Love, Higgins, RJ Harvey. He got the Burrow double. Took him in the 5th round. Is that where he's going? Tyler Warren, Harold Fannin, Jadarian Price, and Surratt. We will be taking Jordan Love. We got the double stack. Team's looking good. I think I like this. I don't want to keep taking Katron Allen because he's at the top of the ranks. It looks like he's falling. I'll probably have to move him down in my ranks a little bit. Maybe this is a team where I take a JCM. Maybe I take my next quarterback or my next tight end here. I think do I want we'll take JCM here. I think JCM in this range is perfectly fine. I do believe that they're going to draft somebody. I do believe that most front offices don't respect 7th round picks. I believe that Kansas City is also going to do that. Like I think that both of those things can be true. But at the moment, he's the running back 1. And as much as I refused to take him very early last year, like he's going 20 picks later than he did last year. And he's guaranteed to be the starter. He's not guaranteed to be the starter, but like I like the situation better right now than I did then with the 20 pick discount. And like they don't have a ton of draft capital, right? And last year he still, even though he was supposedly going to be the guy, he was still a rookie on a team. How many rookies is too many rookies in Big Board? Says Game Tight, who has 1, 2, 3. I mean, a guy won with 8 of them 2 years. 2 years ago, I think the Big Board winner had like 8 rookies on his team. It depends on the it mostly depends on the class and how they do, right? Like if all of these ADPs were 15 picks later, the answer may be 18. You know, like if all these picks were around earlier, like I think some of these picks are good and some of these aren't good. So if Jadarian Price falls all the way back, like I just have to take him, right? I'm getting this feeling I'm going to end like maybe he's getting like the Devin Neal knock. Like maybe I haven't watched a Davis stream since the Big Board opened. I should probably I definitely like to watch a stream or two of his for sure, because what he says on a stream usually affects the market in a significant amount. So like if he is really, really down on a player, that player sometime like that player is going to have a better chance to slide in the rank, like to slide at ADP than other players, right? So I'm not saying to agree or disagree with him, but what he says, he is a market mover, believe it or not. Davis really does do a little bit of work to like the market value stuff. All right, so I haven't taken Brandon Ayuk yet. I think he's a fine pick at this ADP. I'll take Ayuk here. And I'm trying to force myself to not get a Tyra or like a Kamani Vidal pick there. Tyrone Tracy makes some sense as well. We have Josh Allen, Jordan Love. I'm like for sure stopping there. But we're actually we're gonna pull up Hunter Henry here. We're gonna do the Hunter Henry pick. This is a 7 running back team. We're gonna use the extra quarterback spot, take an extra quarterback or take an extra running back for sure. Because we're definitely pushing running back in this one. Like we're probably done at tight end. Like we might go 8 running back actually. Like because we got the start, like the Jahmyr Gibbs, like the what do they call it? The elite. And then we waited till Judkins, and then we waited till JCM. So, like, we don't have top end wide receivers, but we have just a bunch of dudes who should produce down before Ayuk. Ayuk is a gamble, but like Zay Flowers, Christian Watson, Steph Diggs, Khalil Shakir stacked up, Jaden Reed double stacked, Brandon Ayuk, and then we have Brock Bowers and Hunter Henry. So like with Bowers and Henry, we can be done there. With Josh Allen and Jordan Love, we can be done there. Obviously, if there's a major fault, like there's zero chance I'll pass on Vidal if he makes it back. I also need to. It looks like I need to drop Claiborne a little bit in my ranks. Whenever somebody ends up, and I just make rough ranks to kind of guide myself while I'm streaming. And the first couple times, yeah, I need some. Like I'm fine with the late rookies. I know Terrence was saying that he doesn't love the rookie wide receivers. I understand it. But I do think there's 4 or 5 guys that are definitely worth taking a shot on. Like, I'm kind of attacking this more that, like, there's so many values right now that I, like, at the Hunter Henrys or the Jawan Johnsons, right? Like, those guys are such value right now that some of these rookies, like, we don't know anything about them. Like the East-West Shrine Bowl stuff's going on this week, right? So whenever we get more information, like that'll give us a little bit of information. And then the Senior Bowl will give us a little of information. Yeah, Aaron Jones is a player I would like to get here. Like I don't even have like the year 2 breakout profiles either, right? I just have veterans. And like the last 2 picks being year 2 breakout, like, but Brandon Ayuk is the upside. So like the reason people like the breakout candidates and the rookies is because of where they're being drafted. If they hit, they're way higher than where they are going, right? Well, Brandon Ayuk fits that same profile, right? Deebo Samuel fits that profile right now. Tyreek Hill fits that profile. So, like, there's a lot of guys going very late who fit that profile. So, Alvin Kamara did go. Kamara's a guy I do need to move up a little bit. We'll take Aaron Jones here. But I need to move Kamara up because apparently he's saying that he does want to play this year, is what Bayou said. And Chris Bell, this is the kind of team that could sustain a Chris Bell if he misses the first half of the season. So, like, I don't have him rated very high, but this is a team that I could see myself taking him on. And, like, Torrey Horton, to me, like, he's the same bet as a rookie tight end. Or a rookie wide receiver right now. So, his value to me is crazy. Like I don't need to take him here because he goes 20 picks later. But if we're taking rookies for the upside swings, like the same thing could be said there for like the year 2 guys and the just the guys who are valued, who could be valued later way higher. Like, if you just take a bunch of free agents here, like guys who we don't know where they're going to be, like the Brandon Ayuks. If Brandon Ayuk landed in Washington, where do you take him? If he goes to the Commanders, where do you take him? Put it in the chat if you're able to chat right now. What pick do you take Brandon Ayuk if he lands on the Commanders? Pick 90? Pick 100? Pick 120? Like, yeah, there's a chance he could land with the Raiders or something, and like, or I don't know, like the Dolphins, right? Like, and he's not worth as much. Like, and the pick you're taking him at, he's still going to go cheaper than that. If Brandon Ayuk lands on the Browns, let's say he goes to the Browns, you're probably taking him around where he's going now, right? In most situations, you draft him above 142. And like at that point, like we'll have more information on rookies and stuff too. So, or I will. I've not done my research like I had last year at this time. So, but yeah, that's kind of the way I'm looking at it. And these early drafts, I'm going to be much more into older guys or veterans, or like I fully understand that. I fully understand not being a fan of Ayuk. Like, there's a decent probability that he's a product of the Shanahan system. He's obviously just not a good dude, right? Like, the dude like giving up $26 million and then driving around like an idiot on YouTube, showing people that he's literally doing the street racing thing, but he's videotaping it. Like, could you imagine if the Rashee Rice thing was also something that he streamed or whatever? Like, could you imagine how insane that would have been? Like, it's absolutely wild. Like, he's not an easy guy to like, but because when people don't like him, that means that some people just won't take the guy and their talent. Like, there's that. And I'm not saying that Adam there, that's what he doesn't like. He could just not like the profile of the player and be not like the fact that the Shanahan guy always produces no matter what, right? So, like, I totally get that angle as well. Like, it does make sense. Like, the Brandon Ayuk talks will happen all summer. But the man got open in the Shanahan system. So, like, if he ended up in a Shanahan disciple tree guy like situation, there is some hope. I don't love the pick of Brandon Ayuk at 142. Like, I think it's fine. I just think that it's potential value for later. I'm not gonna have 40. Like, I'm not gonna have like 20% of them or anything, but I think it's a fine take him for now kind of guy. Let's go with Io Manor here. We'll take a year 2 breakout candidate here. We'll be done at. Okay, so you kind of agree from a game strategy. You think he's a good pick. Yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, it's a risky pick. It is a risky pick as well. Love the profile. What's up, Bill Bratsky? How we doing? Like, you got the Stan, not the Stan, the Rick Marsh picture, and you got the name of the legend Chris Farley. I love it. He's 10 foot tall, man. Absolute stuff. Welcome to the channel. Very first time I've seen you here. Hope you enjoyed the content. But yeah, I do, like, it's like the Keenan Allen thing last year. I don't want 0 Ayuk at the cost. You know, like, do I want, like, what number do I want? I don't know, but the number's not 0. like, because if he like with this team specifically, like, what if he happens to go to the Bills? What if they get a 1-year prove it deal to a guy who's like made everyone involved upset. He goes there to be the field stretcher guy for Josh Allen. Nobody's thinking about it, but what if he goes there, right? Like, what if they can get a 1 year, $13 million, $14 million deal because the market's dried up and everybody's tired of his antics and he's betting on himself. He goes to the Bills. Where does he go, right? Even if it's a 1 year, $18 million, right? Like 1 year, $18 million, prove it. Josh Allen gets a guy. It also frees up Shakir underneath. Like it would make sense for them to get somebody like that. I think a Shaheed would make more sense for him. But like that, something like that isn't out of the question. And whatever wide receiver goes to the Bills jumps up 4 rounds, right? Like minimum 4 rounds. All right. We talked about him earlier and we didn't take him. I think that makes some sense. What quarterbacks are left? I don't really need another quarterback. I want to take some shares of Mike Washington. We'll go ahead and take a Mike Washington right here. Mike Washington's the kind of guy that he's pretty raw, but like talent, like he could be an absolute smash for sure. And I really like the Brian Robinson and the Chris Rodriguez stuff right now. And I kind of like the whole idea of take both of them. Take C-Rod with Jacory, and hope they don't draft a guy. And if they draft Mike Washington, like whatever, I guess. Like since I'm taking an extra running back on this one, I might even take 2. Bowers Henry feels fine. Like to be honest, if Gunnar Helm comes back, I'm taking Gunnar Helm. I think do I have enough at wide receiver? We have Zay Flowers, Watson, Diggs, Shakir, Jaden Reed, and then Isle Manor. I think that's enough at wide receiver. I think we could take another big swing at running back if Gunnar Helm goes. It could be a Terrion Stewart team. I like Terrion Stewart. I mentioned him earlier. He has some negative traits in his profile, but watching this man, and I'm not saying he's this level of player. The player I'm going to comp him to went in the 2nd round of the draft, I believe, years ago. And this guy's probably going to go in the 5th round. So he's like a 5th round version of this player. The way he ran reminded me of Maurice Jones-Drew. Like watching him play reminded me of MJD. Maybe I'm just a little too up on him, but like watching the man play reminded me of Maurice Jones-Drew, and Maurice Jones-Drew was one of my favorite players. The man is this guy, by the way. Let me find him real quick. So he's starting the season, he was 5'9", 222. So he is small. He's not MJD small, but he's small and thick, right? His yards after contact, 4.87 and 4.07. The problem is he had 7 and 2 targets. On 7 targets, he had 2 drops. Like, not only was he not targeted, and 2 targets, he had 1 drop. Like, do you know how hard that is? So, obviously, he's only ever going to be like a runner, right? Like, only ever a runner. And that part of the game doesn't remind me of MJD, but because MJD was fantastic all around. But as just a pure runner, I do like Terrion Stewart. I think if he went to a system that 5 thumbs on each hand. Yeah, it's something like maybe 5 pinkies on each hand. I don't know. Like he had 2 targets and 1 drop. But something else with this, and by the way, we ended up taking him in the draft. The other thing about that, like his elusiveness rating is insane. His missed tackles forced, very good. So like, if they can get him to catch the ball a little, he'll be 5. He'll be fine, not 5. I was reading 5 pinkies and I misspoke. So he also has a very solid yards per attempt, not elite but solid. I just really like this stuff, and then I watched him, and he's just a lot of fun to watch. PFF had him at 13 overall. He's a guy I don't want a bunch of, but if I end at 3 to 4%, like that's over the field, and I like him enough for that. And let's say he goes to a team like the Lions, and they get off of David Montgomery, and he just assumes the goal line role. Because it's not really a goal line role. Like they kind of split drive by drive, right? But like if he got, I guess the Lions are a bad example, but if he goes, let's say the Seahawks, let's say he goes to Seattle, because the one thing we know that is always true is that whatever happens, they're not going to let Kenneth Walker touch the ball in the red zone. He got some touches this past week, but they gave. I haven't seen the actual stats, but watching the game, I've seen George Holani inside the 10 several times. So it's interesting. All right, so the team, we'll come back over here. We're going to go to the team. We ended up with a 2-8-8-2. Josh Allen, Jordan Love. Running backs, Gibbs, Judkins, JCM, Aaron Jones, Braylon Allen, Mike Washington Jr., C-Rod to pair up with JCM to, in case they don't take anybody in the draft, we have the backfield. They're also missing 2 picks this year, and they don't have a lot of cap room, if I'm hearing right. So I think it's something to do sometimes. And then Terry and Stewart, because why not? Wide receivers, Zay Flowers, Christian Watson, Stephon Diggs, Khalil Shakir, Jaden Reed for the double stack, Brandon Ayuk, Chris Bell, Alec Manor, and then tight ends, Brock Bowers and Hunter Henry. And that is it. We will go over Game Tide's team, their first draft here with me today, and was tight. And Bryson, was Bryson in the earlier draft? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Things are starting to run together. Game tight here. Joe Burrow, Bo Nix, running back, Jeremiah Love, RJ Harvey, Jardian Price, Jadarian, Damon Claiborne, Tank Bigsby, Devin Neal, wide receiver, Chase Higgins for the double stack, Elijah Surratt, Pat Bryant, Rashid Shaheed, Troy Franklin, Isaac Tesla, Marvin Mims, Jalen Noel, Tyler Warren, Harold Fannin, and Mike Gesicki. So he got the triple stack in the end, and betting on Bo Nix being healthy. Yeah, I don't mind it. I'm probably going to be a coward and do 3 quarterback Bo Nix teams, to be honest with you, but I understand it. We got a 3-7-7-3 from Bryson here. Jared Goff, CJ Stroud, Cam Ward. I think Ward and Stroud are 2 of the best value picks on the board right now. Quarterbacks seem like they're going to get pushed up and up and up. So if you want to push quarterback, you kind of need those guys. And if I remember right, I think you pulled up Nico Collins in this draft. Running backs, Kyron Williams, Jalen Warren, Kyle Monangai, Blake Corum, Katron Allen at a nice little discount. But he's pretty much fallen in all the drafts I've done today. So I think that I'm going to kind of hold off on taking him because I took him twice already, or 3 times out of my 7 drafts, or 8 drafts maybe. But I've taken him 3 times, and it feels like he's going to fall. I need to find out why he's falling. It might be the receiving profile. Keaton Mitchell and Brian Robinson. Because if I could just get him 15 picks later, we'll just get him 15 picks later. Wide receivers, Amon Ra, Nico Collins, JMO. Got the double stack there. Did you get Laporta? You missed Laporta. Egbuka, Rome, Jaden Higgins, Calvin Ridley, Dalton Schultz, Mason Taylor, and Chig. Not sure if you're aware, Chig is a free agent this year, by the way. That's one reason I'm pretty in on Gunnar Helm. They could bring him back, but Chig is a free agent. Like, we will come to this sheet, and so Chig right here listed, free agent. I went through all of that. Yeah, I figured you had no idea, and I figured you would prefer, even though it doesn't matter for this, like, you still have them stacked, right? You have Calvin Ridley. Like, at least for the future, yeah, he is a free agent. But I want to thank everybody for coming out. Thanks again for drafting Fantasy Dog. Like, the new rule, like, this year we're gonna do. We'll kind of glance over the team, see if I see anything interesting. Stafford, Baker, Willis, Jonathan Taylor, Breece Hall, Pollard, Connor way above 80. Like, Connor's interesting. I haven't got to him. I kind of want to know more information. Kamara, like, hearing that he may play. Like, you took every old person who is not healthy. I love it. You have a type. I love the type. Old, non-healthy players. You got James Conner, Alvin Kamara, who missed the end of this year, and Joe Mixon, who missed the entirety of the year. All players that, if we get good news, are absolute smashes. Neighbor, Sutton, Evans, Godwin, Trey Tucker, Cooper Kupp, Keenan Allen, Malik Washington, all good. Tight end, Colson Loveland, Tucker Kraft, Colby Parkinson. I personally would have cut Malik Washington from this and added another. Like, this is a very volatile running back room with a lot of upside. I probably would have added another running back, but, like, it's round 20. If you get a usable week, it's a good pick. But thanks everybody for coming out. I'll be on tomorrow, same time, 4 p.m. Have a great night. Peace.